my dog's in here, just FYI, so if they start barking, we're gonna keep it together. So first of all, I have this like whole script played out in my head. It's fall, y'all, over here in Arkansas. We are living the dream. It's in its 50s and 60s today. I'm just saying, thank you, baby Jesus, and everyone who voted for it to be fall this early on. I appreciate it. Also, here we go. I have something to tell you. I was told, this was sent to my inbox.
Hey, why don't you do it to
How to, I don't know what to call it. I was asked to do a makeup for beginners foundation segment. So I was like, that's actually a really good idea, because I feel like that's really kind of like what my videos and my content is based around, is genuinely teaching, not just showing off my craft or my talent. I hate to say things that I'm like, look at how good I am at this. I hate saying that about myself. That's what my stuff has really been around, is actually teaching. So I said, that's actually a really good idea, and that's what we're doing. This is a makeup foundation, how do I say this? This is the foundation segment for beginners, what to buy, what to look for, what not to do, what to do. As much as I know and as much as I've researched, here are my tips, tricks, and everything else that you need to know when going to shop for foundation, when applying foundation, pre-foundation, things like that. So, if you want to see how to shop and put your foundation on, keep watching. So, when someone asks me,
what foundation should I use?
It's always such a difficult answer, because you have to base it off of how your skin is. If you have skin sensitivities, you have to look out for certain ingredients. If you have your undertones, you have yellow undertones or pink undertones or blue undertones or gray undertones. And it's really actually crazy. I took a class and I learned all of the skin undertones that people can have, and that really blew my mind, but it's actually really fascinating. So learning your skin undertone, and then learning how your skin is throughout the day. So me, for example, I'm like all over oily. Around my mouth gets really oily. Of course, I think that it's 98% of people, their nose really gets oily. Under my eyes are drier sheet. Down here gets really oily, like my chin just in general really, and like the rim of or like where my hairline is, it gets really oily. So I'm overall a pretty oily person. There are some places where if I really was like super wanting to put more, like I'm a little bit more dry, like in this area, like my contour cheek kind of area, I could put like a foundation that's primarily for dry skin and whatever. But you have to know what your skin is, the skin condition that it is. And then you have to look for if you want full coverage or if you want kind of sheer coverage. Sheer is less, just anybody out there, we're being completely transparent. No dumb questions, no dumb answers. I'm the dumb answer, so I'll just judge that myself. But we are all learning here, so please just take everything, jot it down as a note, and then whenever you go into Sephora, feel a little bit more confident. So again, what we're starting out is know your face. So it might take maybe a couple of days. Are you always outside or are you always inside? Like when are you going to be wearing your makeup? Is it always whenever you're working in an office, or are you working outside? Like, how does your skin react in those moments? And then, of course, I think that it's a really good judgment if you look at how your skin is in the morning. That was a full, 9+ hours of sleep, and you washed your face the night before. You need to wash your face the night before. And what does your skin look like, overnight? So that's one kind of thing. And then another thing to look at is how your skin reacts, or what it does throughout the day. Once you have that platform, then you can go off of, do I have any skin sensitivities? probably, and again, like 98% of people or clients that I do makeup on, they don't have any specific skin sensitivities. There are some people who react to certain eyeshadows. I think that that's like the biggest thing, but it's like eyeshadow colors and stuff. So I haven't had anyone that's been like, I can only use this foundation. So luckily, I mean, but I know that there are people out there who truly need to have like this special formulated foundation. So please be on the lookout for that. And it also might take a little bit of time. So when you go to Sephora, when you go to the places everywhere that's other than a drugstore, so obviously you can't go into Walmart and you can't ask, can you open up this sealed Maybelline foundation and give me a sample? They won't do that. But whenever you go into any of the cosmetic lines, and I keep saying Sephora because that's just the one that I trigger, that's one that I'm always going to, but if you go to Lancome, to Bobbi Brown, to Estee Lauder, they give away samples, and they should be able to shade match you as well, which I'll get to that. But it might take a couple of tries. Have 4 different brands of foundations and then try them out all over your face. I did not wear a face primer for a long time. Like, I have really, really big pores, and so that's the only thing that I really would use is just a pore filler, essentially. But I never put anything all over my face until like I just started doing more research and how my skin is with the foundation on. How can I control it whenever the foundation's on, or how do I switch things around? It might take a couple of tries, so please just be patient with it. You have to, if you really want to get into this and you really want to do makeup on yourself or on others, you have to go through this process. So the best way to do it is on yourself, really. That's how I learned a ton of my stuff, and that's why I've been so confident doing it on other clients. So back to foundation. So you know what your skin type is in the morning, and you know how your skin reacts throughout the day. You go into Sephora, and again, I'm just using Sephora as an example. You go into the makeup store and you say, hey, I really want to get a foundation. The first thing that they're probably gonna ask you is what, well, I don't know the exact question that they're gonna ask you, but they'll say like, do you want full coverage? Do you want medium coverage, sheer coverage? Or they're gonna ask you how your skin is, and then they'll follow up with the question of the coverage. So here's where, in my book, I have rosacea around on the middles of my cheeks. So I want a full coverage. I have some blemishes on my chin, you know, like I got some like over here on the side of my hands. I want something that's really going to completely cover and stay all day. I hate to relate these things to a math equation, but truly, I want a foundation that's not gonna make my skin oily, a foundation that's gonna stay all day, a foundation that is not gonna break my skin out, a foundation that's gonna cover me fully, and a foundation that, I don't know, I support. So you go into the makeup store, they say, what type of coverage do you want? This is whenever you say, okay, my skin is breaking out all the time, like I try to take care of it, or I am taking care of it and it's just not clearing up. There are foundations out there that have acne resistant prone type stuff in it. So it actually helps while you're still putting on foundation. If you have a really good just skin texture, if you have like, if your face to your neck to your chest, which is another story, if it all kind of matches and blends together, I would honestly say like a sheer or medium coverage. In the realm where it's kind of like, okay, I have a lot of acne that I really want to cover up, or you know, I have a birthmark on the side of my chin or something that I want to cover up, whatever it may be, which, hey, don't cover up your flaws, you're beautiful. Anyway, I would say that if you have like a very close texture and like the color is all pretty much the same, I would say like a sheer to medium coverage. And then following up with the skin type, because I have Lancome, Fenty Beauty, MAC, IT Cosmetics foundations in my drawer right now that I use, and all of them are completely different. One of them is a little bit more drier, one of them is a lot more dewier. So how you want your skin to come out, that's the math equation. So what coverage, and then how you want your skin to actually look with the foundation on it, adding in how your skin reacts, period. So then you say, okay, you know, I do want something that's a lot more full coverage. You know, I have all of this that I just want to cover up. So then you reach for, again, like Makeup Forever. Makeup Forever has really good full coverage. I obviously have been using Fenty Beauty heavily. I know that Estee Lauder has a really good coverage foundation. And again, here I go, and I'm gonna say it again, it's gonna take some research. I'll move on from that. So, are you following? Find out what your skin does. Find out what your skin is doing in the first thing in the morning and then throughout the day. What coverage do you want? So sheer, which is really just kind of like like evening it out, honestly. Like how I was saying, if everything is kind of all the same color, you're just, maybe there's a couple things here and there, like, and you're just evening everything out. Sheer to medium coverage, or if you want to cover up more, full coverage. And then making sure that how your skin reacts versus the coverage can mix. So like I'm not going to buy an oily or a dewy foundation because my skin is already dewy. Does that make sense? You're following me. Okay, the third thing on my list is skin, like matching. So matching the foundation with yourself. I have heard though people matching their foundations with the back of their hand. I've heard people matching their foundations like just like on their cheeks. And I'm one to say, if I match my foundation on my cheek, it doesn't make any sense because my cheek is red. So you always want to match your foundation, and you'll always see makeup artists doing like the chin down to your neck. And they always want to look at probably, I mean, just a little bit above the breast. Don't let them go too far. But above the breast and up in this area, because this is truly your skin tone. On the back of your hand, if you look at the back of my hand, you can see the veins, you can see it's a lot thinner on the back of your hand. So like where this might be a yellow, my skin is actually pink. So you don't want to do that because then you're gonna have yellow, and then whenever you put yellow on top, then it's gonna be pink down here. So when you are doing it, if you don't feel comfortable asking anybody in the makeup store to shade match you, you feel confident enough that you want to go up, because like in Sephora, we don't have like a Lancome store. You have to go into Dillard's to go to the Lancome little shop. So I don't feel comfortable just going up and be like, give me that color, I'm gonna shade match. They will go and shade match you. But in Sephora, in Ulta, you can actually go and you can do the shade matching. And you put on the back of your hand as a palette. You take it and then you put it on like with your finger or whatever. Here, we're gonna recap really quick. Find out what your skin type is. Oily, combination. There's a normal skin type, which I hate that. It's like, my skin type is normal. I mean, what's normal? So find out what your skin type is. And I only say normal because that's how it's advertised. So if you go into a store and you say, hey, I have normally skin type or a normal skin type, then that's what they're gonna reach for. And then find out what type of coverage you want. And then whenever you're doing shade matching, make sure that you're matching your neck and your chest. Like you're self-tanning, but you don't get your neck and your face. So you may want to get something that is not the color of your neck, but the color of your body, your entire body, so that it matches everything else. So for all of my makeup artists out there that are wanting to advance and are wanting to go the next step for primers, or for, I raved about this in my last video. This is my beauty elixir. I've loved it. It's kind of a refresher. I told one of my clients, it's kind of like putting a mint in your mouth and just refreshing your breath. It's truly like, I love it so much. It smells so amazing, but it's just like, it kind of like wakes, brightens up, sets the mood. I don't know, it works, I love it. But if you're wanting to go that extra step, that extra mile, and you're wanting to do like a primer, you have to think again, how does your skin react? And then whenever you're putting your foundation on it, are you wearing a oily primer and then having an oily foundation? You might be too oily. So having like an oily primer to set, and then like having a normal or maybe a medium or sheer to medium foundation. That way the primer, if it does come through a little oily, it still looks dewy. So it looks like it's your actual skin. So mine, I have one that's like, I need you to control my oils. I need you to make sure that she don't come through because she's not invited here. And then my foundation, while this is for, I believe, all skin types, it is still like a natural. If I didn't have my primer on, it would come out as dewy. And my skin will still, my oils will still come through, but because, see, this is why I relate it to like a math equation. It's kind of like a negative and a positive. So then the negative cancels it out. You guys know how I can't English, I can't numbers either. But You have to do where you still get a positive every time. Oh God, there I go. Why did I use a math equation? Or I will put, like how I was saying, like my MAC, the MAC Studio Fix, I don't know. I mean, this thing is like, if I want natural looking skin, I'll just put this on. Like this baby, I get very oily with this. I will either put this on or, yeah, probably my Hangover RX, because this becomes kind of sticky in a way. And that's why, I know that I've talked about this in another video too, I have travel size everything. And that's why, because this is my tester. So I had my tester, so to speak, of this, and I loved it, so I bought the bigger one. My MAC Skin and this MAC Strobe Cream, I would not put them together because of my oils. This is already very, very silky and oily and supposed to make it very dewy, and it's beautiful, but with this on my skin, I'm literally just going to be like radiating oils, like give me an egg to fry. Have I rambled enough? Is any of this making sense? Recap. Know your skin type. Know what coverage you want. Make sure that you're testing it in the right areas. And then if you would like to advance with knowing your skin type, base that knowledge off of your primer. Okay, I think that that's good. I think that that's very good. Cool, so I really hope that this video helped. If it didn't, laugh and point at me, that's fine, I don't care. But this is for all of my people out there. That was me. I wore the wrong color. I wore so many foundations that I was like, why can I just literally wipe it and it, you know, you can just see it's like cake. So I was there. Some days I still am. Like, we all go through it. I can't tell you enough. There are mistakes that are made in makeup. That's why it's makeup. You can take her off and put her back on. It's a process, and it's a fun process. You guys have to be patient. You have to understand your skin, and you have to go through these phases to learn from them. Say it with me. We're learning. Okay. That's it. That's all that I have to say. Period on period. And next week I'm going to Mexico. I'm so excited. I might film a little bit. I might not. It's my anniversary. So we'll just have to see. I'll let you guys know if a video will go out next week because your girl's gonna be on the beach. What? Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you guys so much for watching again. Thank you guys so much for coming back and watching me. I love you so much. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel. I do that every time. And then go follow me on my other social media platforms, Instagram and Twitter. Both are Emilysayyy, Emilysayyy. 3 Y's, not 4, not 2, 3 Y's. Thank you very much. And oh, Halloween has me like stressed because I'm like, I have to impress. But I don't need to stress myself out because it's like my first real like Halloween. Like makeup tutorial stuff, but I'm really stressed because everyone's gonna be doing so good and I have nothing. I'm so scared. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna at least do one. We'll see how the first one goes. If it goes out great, two it in. We'll try. Don't forget to put in the comments down below what you guys want to see next. And as always, thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.